Tell us a little bit about what you actually do at Seven.
So I look after the AI Innovations Hub within Seven, and really focusing on 7 Plus and the 7 Plus streaming platform. So for us, the shifting landscape has changed so much, and it's evolved from the days where our competitors, maybe a handful, to now all the big players in the market. So for us is really understanding the technologies and partnering with technology partners who really understand where we want to move to and accelerate, and our thinking as well.
It's a very exciting journey you guys are on. So tell me a little bit more about that shifting landscape. Obviously, a huge amount of streaming services now. How are you looking to cut through to your audience so that you're kind of getting people looking at your shows over others?
For us, one of the big things that we're doing is just the shift from acquisition and retention to really retention focused. So, we can predict the audiences that are going to come onto platform. So it's understanding those audiences before events start. Therefore, we can actually start the re-engagement before it actually kicks in. So that way, when the events finish, the audiences don't just disappear. They really are engaged and can see other content that we have on platform.
Tell me how the technology has shifted recently where you're able to do this in a much more meaningful way.
We have completely changed our data infrastructure. So we're implementing Data 360, Agentforce Marketing. Some of the things that we were trying to achieve from an innovations perspective now sits within the BAU bucket. So the ability to think bigger has never been greater.
I'm a big believer that AI and Agentforce really helps to unlock the power of your people to be more creative and more strategic. Are you seeing that come to life?
100%. I think for us is having that agentic workflow, the Agentforce, all the different use cases where that can unlock the time as well for the team to really refocus on where the things that we should be focused on. I think that's something that's changing for us.
Is there anything that you can clearly articulate that was a kind of differentiator for Agentforce Marketing that you saw as you went through that process?
It always comes down to the fundamentals, or the foundation layer as we call it. And I think if we take a step back and look at Data 360, that's sitting within our ecosystem, within the data infrastructure. We used to look at technology as very siloed. One technology would do this, one would do that. But the way we're moving forward is the technologies all consolidate, and we actually only have one technology stack or one ecosystem. So that as a foundation layer is then what allows us to look at something like Agentforce Marketing to put that on top of the foundation layer. And it just allows us to be able to not worry about things like data infrastructure, getting data access or data points. We can really focus on the use cases, anything that we can do to be different against our competitors.
So Richard, if there was one piece of advice you'd give the audience today, what would it be?
I think it would be you have to push the boundaries. What I mean by that is, one, from a technology perspective, especially if you're approaching a new technology, bring it into the ecosystem. I think really push it to understand how far it can go. If something can't be done or something is not possible, the first question I would ask is why. If it's something that no one has ever asked, I think that's very exciting.